Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna wait a few seconds until we actually see some people in here. Um, Alrighty. Looks like we got somebody in here. Hello. We're gonna wait just a minute until we get a few more people in here, and then we'll go ahead and get into our activity of the day. Oh, wow, we got three people now. Amazing. Five. Just keeps on going up. Perfect. All right. Huh. How are you all doing? Hope you're having a great day so far. It's actually a really, really nice morning, and I am super excited to get into this activity and this book today. Honestly, I can't think of a better way to start off a morning than with reading a story. And I'm very, very excited to share this one with you because it's all about anatomy and physiology, which is actually a really great science passion of mine. I used to actually be pre-med. So this is really exciting for me. Let's go ahead and give it just one more minute, see if we can get a few more people into the stream before we go ahead and get started. Does anyone have any great plans they have going on today? If you do, go ahead and throw it in the comments. I'd love to see it. All right. Well, my 17 friends, 19 now, hello, and welcome to this edition of Early Learner Live. My name is Cole from the Arizona Science Center, obviously, and I'm excited to share this activity and book with you today. Today, we're going to be talking about the human body and how amazing it is and what makes it up. And to start off everything, I think we should go ahead and read a book. Now, this book that we're going to read today is Me and My Amazing Body by Joan Sweeney and illustrated by Annette Cable. So there it is right there. And let's go ahead and get into this. So, My Amazing Body by Joan Sweeney and Annette Cable. Daniel wants to know if bodies have skeletons. Yes. Yeah, everybody, or I guess everybody, does have a skeleton. The skeleton is kind of like a framework for our body so that everything else can be in place. It also kind of acts as protection against any sort of damage that might happen to it. All right, so this is my amazing body. Let me see if I can kind of get the glare down. This is my amazing body. These are the parts of the body that I can see. And so as you can see, we have the eyes, the ears, the mouth, and then also the elbows, the fingers, the knee, the toes, the stomach, the hands, the leg, and the foot. Can you think of any other body parts that you might be able to see? Go and throw it in the comments. But most of my body I can't see because my skin covers almost every inch of it. Skin comes in many different colors. It holds my body together and lets me feel things, like my kitty's soft fur or the prickly spikes on my cactus. Ouch! Beneath my skin are bones. Now, Daniel, you might be interested in this part. All 206 of them. When my bones are put together, they are called a skeleton. My skeleton holds up my skin just like a tent pole holds up a tent. Bones are hard and help protect the softer insides of my body. So you can see this person's skeleton right there. Did you know that when you're younger, you actually have more bones? I think it's closer to 300. But as you get older, a lot of those bones actually will fuse together to become stronger. Now, attached to my bones are my muscles. My body has more than 600 muscles. Can you believe that? They stretch and shrink like rubber bands. Muscles do the hard work of moving my body all around, back and forth, up and down. I even use my muscles when I smile. And so here are all of her muscles right there. And there she is smiling, using the muscles in her mouth to make that awesome looking smile. My muscles move Because my brain tells them to. My brain is the boss of my body and it lets me think my own special thoughts. It's so important that it has its own safe place in my head, inside a very hard bone called my skull, which is right here. My brain sends and receives messages from all parts of my body. And so there is a picture of our brain. Think of the brain as a control center for the rest of your body. It lets you know everything, and it lets you control everything that's going on, even if you don't know that you're controlling it. Excuse me. My body and my brain need lots of energy to work well. They get energy from my blood. Now, blood contains oxygen from the air and nutrition from the food that I eat. My blood travels all around my body through special tubes called veins and arteries. If I scrape my skin and it bleeds, don't worry. My body is always making more blood. So here we have an amazing picture, in my opinion, of all the veins and arteries in her body. We call that the circulatory system. And so that is how blood moves around. It's like a super highway for blood and nutrients to get all the way around your body to wherever they need to go. My blood can't move through the body by itself, however. It needs my heart, a group of super strong muscles in my chest to move it. My heart is like my own little engine. It pumps blood throughout my body, even when I'm sleeping. If I put my head on my chest, I can feel my heart beating. Friends, did you know that you can actually feel your heartbeat really, really easily? There's a few different ways you can do it. So one of the ways is you can take two fingers and put it right here underneath your jaw. You should be able to feel your blood pumping through your body. Another way is you can feel right here underneath your pectoral muscle, which is the muscle on your chest, and just put your two fingers right there, and you can kind of feel it as well. You want to make sure you're using two fingers and not your thumb, because actually your thumb has a stronger heart pulse than the rest of your fingers. Fun fact for you. All right, I can also feel my lungs working when I breathe in deep. My lungs fill with fresh air like balloons and send the part of the air that I need, the oxygen, into my blood. Then the lungs push the used air back out. A moment later, I breathe in fresh air all over again. So we have this awesome person right here breathing in fresh air, breathing in oxygen from the outside world into her body. That oxygen is to be used as a fuel source for amazing mechanisms within her body. And then after that oxygen gets used, that air gets pushed back out as CO2, carbon dioxide. Oddly enough, CO2 is actually what plants breathe in. Who knows? Or who knew? Also, if you have any questions or want to throw anything into the chat, by all means, go for it. I like it when this is a little bit more interactive, personally. My body needs food along with air, or else I wouldn't grow. When I get hungry, I eat, and the food goes down into my stomach. Now, after I eat, my stomach mashes the food into very tiny pieces, and then my body takes what it needs for energy and growth, and gets rid of whatever it doesn't need. So we have the food pyramid right here. You can see it says eat a lot of good stuff and eat a little of other stuff. And there's the other stuff at the very top right there, candy and whatnot. And then there's all this good stuff all the way down here. You got your grains, you got your veggies, your fruits, some dairy, and also your meats. Now, it looks like we have someone asking in the chat, what shape are bones? Well, there's actually a ton of different shapes for bones. Off the top of my head, I can think of long bones, which are going to be the bones in your arms and your legs. Those are like the bones you see in cartoons and everything, or like on the Jolly Roger pirate flag, right? And then there's also short bones, there's round bones, I think there's ones called sesamoid bones. So there's a ton of different ones, but bones come in all different shapes and sizes. Thank you, Daniel, for asking that. All right. Every part of my body works together to keep me going. So here we go. We have all of these different parts of the body. And that's the thing about the body is that there's so many different parts and they all work together to let us do what we do every day. be it hang out with friends or talk with our parents or listen to really good storytellers tell stories on Facebook Live. Your body is constantly working together in this amazing collaboration to help you do whatever you're trying to do. Oh, wrong way. It's an issue with turning the book like that. And keep me growing. And someday I'll be all grown up. Isn't it amazing? So here is this girl growing up throughout her life because the body grows over time and changes you from a kid over into an adult gradually. And most amazing of all, every person in the body, every person in the world, my bad, has a body that's very much the same. But every person is also different. There's no one else in the world exactly like you, and no one exactly like me, or ever will be. So here we have all of these different humans right here who all have very similar bodies, ton of different organs that are all the same and whatnot, but they are all unique and different, just like how you are unique and different. And there we go. That, my friends, was Me and My Amazing Body, once again, by Joan Sweeney and Annette Cable. Great book. Highly recommend you pick it up if you want to learn a little bit more about the human body. But let's go ahead and get into our activity of the day, my friends. So, as you saw in there, the girl who was... Oh, before we get into our activity, it looks like we have another question. So, Ajay wants to know if animals and humans have similar bones. Well, yeah, they really, really do. It kind of depends on the animal. So if you look at primates, primates are very close cousins. So because of that, they have a lot of bones that look a lot like us. So like, for example, our humerus bone right here, which is the long bone connected to your shoulder, uh, chimpanzees have that. It looks very similar, acts very much in the same way. But even then, like looking at like big cats have that same bone right there as well. So really, a lot of mammals share the same bone structures as us. They might be a little different or a lot different, but they all have spines. They all have ribs, humeruses, and whatnot. There's a lot of similarities that you can find. So very good question. Um, but as you saw in the book, our friend made some diagrams of her body, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. So the example that I have, I think that the bones in the hand are really cool. So what I went ahead and did is I made a diagram of the hands and the different bones in there. There are a ton of different bones in the hand. We're going to go over them really fast. So down here, you have bones called the metacarpals. These are the bones that are going to be like right next to the wrist, right here. Then we have the carpals right here, which are these really long bones. Those are going to be the bones within the hand, or the hand, obviously, within the palm right here. And then we have the phalanges, which are the extensions off of the hand that let us move around, our fingers, as we like to call them. So the way that I did it is I just traced my hand right there, and I drew all the way around it, and then I put some Q-tips on there, because I think they look a lot like bones. You can use straws, you can use pencils, whatever you have around the house, go for it. Also, if you want to, you can trace out other parts of your body. So you can trace, if you have like a long enough paper, you can trace out your arm and then go online and look up what the bones of the arm are and trace them out. If you have like some butcher paper or like a really, really big sheet of paper, you can trace out your entire body and start drawing on the different parts of the body. We've done that at the Arizona Science Center a lot, and it is a blast. It's also great because it really helps you learn about your body. So that's the challenge for the day. So we got one more question from the chat, and then I think we're going to end this early learning live. So how does the brain give directions to everything else in the body? You all are full of amazing questions today. So the brain, again, think of it as oh, what's a great analogy? Think of it as a command center, right? Kind of like a radio station. So that's where all the signals come from. That's where all the information comes from. but it needs to move around the body, right? Just like this question is asking. So what ends up happening is the brain is connected to something called your nervous system. And your nervous system, think of it as if the brain is like the radio station, then the nervous system is like all of the wires coming off of the nervous system to go all the way around the city and communicate. So your nervous system is made up of nerves, hence the name, and those go all the way throughout your body and connect to muscles. They connect your stomach and your intestines. They connect to essentially everything. Um, your hands and your skin so that you can feel things. Um, but essentially, that is the way that the brain is able to communicate with the body and let it know what it's supposed to do in order to keep you, nice and healthy. All right, friends. Thank you for the thumbs up and the heart and the angry face. I'll take what I can get. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Early Learning Live. We do these every day at 9:30. If this didn't satisfy your science fix, don't worry about it. We have a science demo coming up at 1 o'clock today. I know I see all the sad faces. I'm sorry I have to get going, but if you want to see some more awesome science, go ahead and tune in at 1 o'clock. We have another amazing demo going on then. But thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you around. Have a great day.